very good evening everyone. Welcome to IAS with Arihant. Student, as you know कि every day at 9 p.m. we are discussing about the Indian polity, and basically this series is called as Prelims Possible, and this session is going to be very beneficial those who are preparing for any state PSC examination as well as for the UPSC examination students. Okay, so in the today's class we are going to discuss about a very important chapter, that is sources of Indian Constitution. Along with that, students will discuss about the preamble of Indian Constitution. But one very important thing, this session is totally based on this book, and yes, I recommend you very aggressively as well as importantly. This book is going to be very important for your examination, for the prelims examination. So you must have it and you must go with it. And there is a very this contains lots of information, this contains lots of feature. Like this book is divided into chapters, and chapter is divided into topic, and this is a topic based mind maps. It is 100% error free. There is a knowledge plus for the typical question and 3500 plus PYQ bullets. So we will start with the last where we left yesterday, the feature of Indian Constitution, and then we'll come to the new topic, that is basically the preamble of Indian Constitution. Okay. So as you know, students, our constitution contain lots of feature. In the same format, our constitution is mentioning about the parliamentary form of government. We are not following the presidential form of government, but in this question you need to see very carefully which one of the following is the basic feature of the presidential government. So what is the basic feature of presidential government and what is the basic feature of parliamentary form of government? Student, I told you कि basically in the parliamentary form of government, okay, in the parliamentary form of government, what you find, basically there will be a body that is called as legislature, law-making body, and from the legislature only our executive is going to be chosen, and this executive will be responsible towards the legislature. But what you find, students, in the presidential form of government, there will be two different body. Legislative will be different, executive will be different. Executive will be headed by president, and basically this president is allowed to create, means basically he has power to create his own council, and basically this council or this executive body must not be the part of legislature, students. But in India, we following the parliamentary form of government where executive is derived from the legislature, but in USA there will be executive and it will be not part of the legislature, students. So which of the following feature of the presidential government? Rigid constitution, single executive, supremacy of the legislature as nominal head, and another is basically real head. See, in USA, in the presidential form of government, only president will be here and he will be the sole authority. So there will be a single executive. Okay, single executive is the basic feature of presidential form of government, students. Getting it? That is the executive head and not responsibilities such as making executive decisions, implementing laws, and representing the country both domestically and internationally, students. Okay, so he will be the single office. Okay, and basically executive will be formed by the president only. Single executive is accountable to the people of India and can be responsible for their actions. So they are directly chosen, but in India they are indirectly chosen. So they are going to be responsible towards the legislature, and legislature is going to be responsible towards the people of India, students. I hope you all getting it. Easy, have you? Any doubt? Okay. Okay, so just try to remember the same. Now we are moving towards the next question, students. If you see the question number 62, it says that in the presidential government, all the executive power are vested in the form of presidential government, students. I already told you, in parliamentary form of government, students, there's a two type of head. One will be the real head and other will be the nominal head. So real head, who will be the real head, students? I hope I'm audible to you. Okay, if you feel any doubt, any difficulties, just tell me. Getting it? Things are simple. Okay, everyone. So what we are saying, basically in the parliamentary form of government, there will be two type of head. One will be the real and other will be the nominal, students. But in the presidential form of government, only a single executive will be here, and basically all power vested under the president of USA, or where the presidential form of government is available. And students, one very important thing you need to understand here, basically the president will be he is free to choose anyone as a part of his cabinet. Whether he is a part of means it is very important, he must be not part of the legislature. But in India, if you want to be a cabinet minister, you need to be the part of the legislature, students. Okay, so this is also very important and unique feature. I'm just sharing the important information here. In the presidential form of government, all the executive power are vested in president, and the presidential form of government is a system in which the president heads an executive branch, and it is also known as single executive system. The executive is not responsible towards the legislature, but in parliamentary form, executive is responsible towards the legislature for its policies, act, and is constitutionality. And students, constitutionally independent of the legislature is respect of in term of office. Okay, so US is the example for the basically where we are getting the presidential system or presidential government, students. Okay, so this is important. Now there is once again another question, which of the following is correct and the main feature of the presidential form of government is or are? UPPSC question 2014 mains. Okay, so the main feature of presidential form of government, as you know, students, head of the executive is the president. The president appoint his council of minister. The president cannot dissolve the legislature, and all the above, students. As you know, students, in the presidential form of government, there will be a single executive and he is president. Okay, now president appoint his own council of minister. He will choose anyone as a part of the council of minister, or simply you can say the cabinet, and they will not responsible towards the legislature. So president cannot dissolve the legislature, students. So automatically this all above is going to be correct for the same, students. I hope you all getting it. Very simple and very easy, students. Okay, so I just added, means we just added explanation here. All the given statement are correct, as the presidential form of government is a system which the president heads an executive branch that is independent of legislative branch, and since the executive need to be legislator and the president can choose expert from the various field to head of relevant department or ministry. Since there is a separation of power, legislature cannot dissolve the executive, that is the president of USA or any country where the presidential rule is found. Now, with reference to the sovereignty of India, which statement is correct? Okay, which statement is correct? And this was in UPPSC mains 2017. India is a member of Commonwealth nation. Okay, sovereignty of India is curtailed due to its membership in the Commonwealth nation, students. Student, what you find? We chosen means we chosen to be the part of Commonwealth. There is no obligation and there is no curtail of sovereignty. So because it was our choice and it was not forcefully, we not made any agreement. It is our choice to be the part of the Commonwealth, students. So yes, India is a part of the Commonwealth, and see, this Commonwealth is not going to curtail our sovereignty. So if you see the right answer, what you find, statement 1 is only correct. So option A is correct because it is mentioning about only 1 is correct, students. So there is the explanation also. The statement 1 is correct as which says that India is a member of Commonwealth of Nation. Statement 2 is incorrect because membership of the Commonwealth of Nation does not affect India's sovereignty in any manner. The Commonwealth of the Nation has no binding effect on the sovereignty of its member. It is a platform for cooperation and consultation on matter of mutual and basically interest. So basically this Commonwealth countries are those countries where Britain ruled for some time or a long time, students. So these are the simple data, just try to remember. Okay everyone, so this question was in UPSC pre 2014, and consider the following statement. A constitutional government is one which place effective restriction on individual liberty in the interest of the state authority. Okay, another statement says that basically a constitutional government is one which places effective restriction on the authority of the state in the interest of individual liberty. Okay, so places effective restriction on the authority of the state in the interest of individual liberty. Okay, so basically, as you know, students, constitutional government create limitation on government, as well as it's also giving freedom to the individual. Okay, so what you find, students, if you see statement 1 is going to be incorrect and statement 2 only is correct for the same, students. So basically constitutional government is that defined by the constitution of the country. Constitution of a country is a supreme law of the land, and it is empowered with the sovereign authority of the people by the framer and consent of the legislature of the state, students. Okay, it is the source of all government powers and also provides important limitation on the government that protects the fundamental right of citizens. Statement 1 is incorrect because it does not violate the liberty of individual interest of state authority. State authority is going to be controlled. Okay, rather it put limit on the sovereign government how to rule and govern, students. Getting it? Simple. I know sometimes it is difficult, but yes, it is very easy once you think about the question, as well as you are trying to match your concept with the option, students. Constitutional government is defined, definition is government by legislature, popular government, multi-party government, or limited government. Basically constitutional government means constitution going to regulate how and when authority is going to perform. So it means that they are going to limit the government, yes or no? So simply it is a limited government is a constitutional government, students. It was in UPSC 2020 pre-paper, and there is the explanation also. The constitutional government by definition limited government by the term of constitution. A constitutional government is conducted according to rules and principles which are binding all political actors and which therefore help to constrain the unregulated exercise of power by separating it or dividing it, students. Getting it? Okay, I hope you all able to understand. Now we're moving further. This was the part of 2021 UPSC examination. Constitutional government. See, the question was same, but they changed the statement. Constitutional government, a representative government of a nation with federal structure. Statement B says that nominal power. C says that a government whose head enjoys real power. D says if you know the concept, then you are going to match your concept with the option and definitely you will find the right answer. It means that is government is going to limited by the constitution, students. So there will be limited governance will be here. Okay everyone. So the constitutional government means that government limited by the term of constitution. Constitution of a country is a supreme law of a land. It is empowered with the sovereign authority of the people, we the people of India, by the framer and the consent of the legislature of the state, students. It is the source of all power and also provide important limitation on the government that protects the fundamental right of citizens, students. Now see the next question, the 68 number question. Democracy superior virtue. Very important. Okay, and there's a tagline also for the Labasna. Okay, the virtue of character. Okay, so you can correlate with the same also. So the superior virtues lies in the fact that it calls into activity. Democracy's superior virtue, the intelligence and character of ordinary men and women. Superior virtue, democracy's superior virtue lies in the fact that it calls on to the activity, students. Okay, so if a person, man or woman, is going to choose the right government, free and fair government. Okay, statement B says that method for strengthening the executive leadership. Statement C says that a superior individual with the dynamism and vision, and D says that a band of dedicated party workers, students. So what you find, basically statement A is totally correct for the same, and this question was in UPPSC pre 2017. So democracy's superior virtues lies in the fact that it calls into activity the intelligence and character of ordinary men and women, students. Okay, so democracy requires the participation of the people to choose the right person to represent them. Okay, so it is basically a superior virtue. So the success of democracy is directly related to the quality of decision made by the people. If they are not going to take the right decision, definitely their representative is going to be bad. Okay, so thus the virtue of democracy lies in the fact that it builds on the wisdom and character of a common people, students. I hope you all able to understand. Now we are moving further. India is a republic, which implies that, okay, as you know, students, in our preamble also we are using the few terms, and there is a republic also. So India is a republic country because, as you know, our head of the nation is elected. So if you see, you need to read the options. The head of the state is elected, the country is free, the country possesses a democratic system of government, final authority in the country is rest with the parliament, students. Okay, so what is a right answer for the same? As you know, the republic means head of the nation must be elected. Okay, so India is a republic, which implies that head of the state must be elected. Okay, because supreme head of the state or country, that is president, is elected by representative chosen by the people. A republic means the head of the state is elected and not hereditary monarch. The term republic is incorporated in the preamble of the constitution, which explains that India has an elected head as the president, who is indirectly elected for a fixed term of 5 years, students. Getting it? Okay, so these are the data, means that you need to know as well as you need to understand, students. Okay, we're moving further. What was the exact constitutional status of India on 26th of January 1950? If you read preamble, okay, So in the preamble, few words socialist and secular. So you need to remember in a sequential format. Sometime they are going to ask in the examination. Now see the next question, 71th. Under the Constitution, you will say no, sir. Okay, invoked to determine the ambit of fundamental right. So this is also not correct. Now, as you know, students, we are a democratic country, and here our constitution is a supreme law authority, okay, or supreme authority. Okay, there's a clear division between union and state by a schedule named as schedule number 7. Amendment to the Indian Constitution is done by Article 368 of Indian Constitution. So now these three are correct. Okay, and this